Ryan, I noticed before we get to the snow that today it really did feel much colder. I think the wind on top of that was a factor, but it felt temperature-wise colder today.
And that's one ingredient ahead of a snowstorm. You want the cold air. But the problem in early season snowstorms is that we still have that fairly mild ocean right next to us.
Sure.
If you're going swimming, it's not mild, but if it's 47 or 48, the wind direction changes and you get all sorts of rain snow line issues. So that's one aspect of the forecast that we're still continuing to watch. And this is how it's probably going to play out tomorrow. We get a coastal front involved for a while in the afternoon and early evening on the coastline, and we've seen this many times. It can be raining in, say, Cape Elizabeth or downtown Portland, but you just drive to Westbrook and it's ripping snow. So that's probably how this starts to happen tomorrow afternoon. I think on the mid-coast around Penobscot Bay, there's a better chance you have a longer period of some rain mixing in here. And on the southern Maine coast, it's probably right at the water's edge. Then on the flip side of this coastal front, it's colder, you're mostly, if not all, snow, and you get the heaviest precipitation. And that's why the highest amounts are going to be in central New Hampshire and southwestern Maine as we see it now. 26 in Bangor, 30 in Portland, cold air draining down from the north, but there's the water temperature in Casco Bay, 47. If you get a little bit of an ocean influence, it's just enough to change the immediate coast over to some rain. So here comes the storm system, still a ways away, but it's going to fly east and arrive here tomorrow morning. Lows tonight, teens for most of us, mid-20s on the seacoast, and single numbers up over northern Maine. 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. This is probably a little challenging for decision makers, especially if you're in one of the areas that's going to see some rain along the coastline. My feeling is inland it's cold. You get snow that starts falling during the morning, and that snow will coat the roads. It's probably not particularly heavy until about noontime, though. In western Maine and New Hampshire, this is probably some moderate snow coming down about noon, lighter snow in a lot of central Maine, and then either a mix of wet snow or rain right near the coast. It's a really tight rain-snow line, though. Notice Rockland, maybe 40 at noon, while it's 25 in Augusta. So there's not a huge distance there. If this just shifts a little bit south, even parts of the mid-coast get snow in the afternoon. But we feel pretty confident that rain-snow line will go inland just a bit. So through 3 o'clock, the coast is probably in decent shape. Inland, it's tricky travel by that point. And then as the sun goes down, it coincides with the wind direction change. So we see that rain changing over to snow around this time tomorrow evening along the coastline. Heavy snowfall inland, snowfall rates at times an inch per hour, 6, 7, 8, 9 o'clock tomorrow night. And then even down east, we change this over to snow after midnight tomorrow night, and that's when you will get your accumulation really late in the storm. Wednesday morning, it's out of here, but we're dealing with the cleanup at that point. If there was one part of the forecast I'm not certain on, it is the coast in southern Maine. There could be some places, especially east of Route 1, that get only 2 or 3 inches. But if that changeover happens sooner and you get an hour or two more of snow, you get 5, 6 inches. So that's why we're going to keep this for now. Pretty confident the highest amounts, though, western Maine into central New Hampshire. And you see the same thing here in eastern Maine. Bangor, good bet for 6+ inches. Same for Augusta, Waterville. But the amounts do taper down toward Penobscot Bay. Maybe only a slushy inch out on some of the islands and peninsulas there. Seas tomorrow 2 to 3 feet. A gale watch up for after the storm as the winds pick up on its backside. So we clear it out on Wednesday. It's a cold day. I think that it's tricky getting around inland tomorrow afternoon, and then for all of us tomorrow evening and tomorrow night during the height of the storm. Thursday we hit 40, but an Arctic front comes through Thursday night, and Friday looks cold. We get another shot of cold on Monday. There could be some snow on Saturday, Chris, but mixed signals on that. There's maybe a storm out there, but the models kind of dropped it today.
We'll deal with one storm at a time, and to hear you say that the uncertainty around that rain-snow line along the coast, frankly, is refreshing, because I think a lot of people go, well, we're going to get 6, we're going to get 3, we're going to get 1.
Right, and the matter
That's
of
tough.
it is, if you
That's
get
tough.
2 or 3 more hours of snow, that's how you get the higher amounts if it's coming down heavy. So
Very, very, very tricky. Be careful out there on the roads. Thanks, Ryan.
You're welcome.